back, everybody. Let's see. Let's get some music going. Maybe some. Oh, look, it's Boris Brejcha. Okay. So, made a good bit of progress on all the network stuff in regards to the build UI. So the way I'm going to do it is there's four functions. There's four main functions. There's create new, delete, save, and reset. Now, 3 out of those 4, every time you click that button, it's going to go over the network. The other one, reset, only resets it locally, and then when you hit save, it finalizes those changes. So let me copy over. I just finished building the master server again. Let's copy this over because I'm not sure if I'm working on the latest version. Copy that over to the virtual machine. And then we're going to test, and here's where I was before. The last thing I fixed was I forgot to plug in the foreign key, the account ID, when I create a new build. That was what was failing. Before that, it was trying to look for a column called race, which doesn't exist. So I added the JSON ignore, and I thought this was pretty cool. You can get the custom attributes, filter out all the ones with JSON ignore. So, you know, I don't really need to serialize this anyway. So, yeah. All right, let's get that master server up, and let's get our client up. Okay, let's log in. Go to the build UI and create a new build. Okay. Now sending new build created response message, but I got my client locked up again. So I've seen this before from yesterday. What's happening is I'm getting a ton of messages from the master server. And I think on my server here, master server is also stuck. So some kind of error there. Didn't actually get an error, but must be some kind of error. So let's see. Wow, we got a lot of entries here. Okay. Let's see, we've got this message here. How many times are we getting that? It's only the one time. So then what is our problem? Okay. Where was I? Okay. I mean, this is coming from get all builds, and I think we only have one build. Okay, we've got 2. Okay, there's the second one. Okay, so it inserts it. Now it sends the response. And then we get the disconnect. So I don't really see what the problem is here. We must have some kind of circular logic loop. Let's see. So when we get okay, so are we getting that message somewhere? Let's see, client message handler. Are we listening to it? Or are we even listening to the response? No, we're not. Create new build response, okay. Oh, well, there's our fucking problem. A function calling itself, calling itself, calling itself. That's not gonna work. Jesus Christ. That's what I meant to call. That'll do it. Alright, let's get this master server up again. And let's test this again. Okay, we're not frozen here. Good. Check our task manager. Well, master server is running hot and heavy, but I don't think it's stuck. I think it just does that. Because we don't have a lot of CPU power. Yeah. A virtual core running at 2.4. Anyway, I think that's good. So now that we've got that, let's see. Let's check the simple log for a second. Okay, there's the news. All right, there's the account. Okay. Account request message, and then we grab the build data. So, client account manager, let's see. We should already have, once we log in, we should already have those builds visible to us. So let's see if we can get that drop down to refresh. Let's see. Only count updated. Refresh build drop downs. So let's see if we're getting all the info we need to refresh that drop down. So here we got 0. Okay, why? Let's go to client account manager, client message handler. Looking for client events, account created, validated. Okay, right here, debug.log, message.account.builds, if message.account.builds null, debug.log, message.account.builds. Oops. And then we'll clear the other line. Where was it? I had it somewhere over here. So we should be getting a full list of all of those builds, and if we're not, that's what we need to fix. So yeah, we're not getting it, which is weird. Because here in the simple log, now sending account response message, let's see here. Let's check something. Got account builds, and we're doing some serialization here. This probably shouldn't be that. I think that's what's happening. There's a constructor being called along the way, and I think it's resetting the data. We also need to do some other stuff before I forget. Master Server Account Manager. So build ID, race data. Let's see here. We've got that as race data, so that's just the race, okay. So we're setting that, that's fine. We need the unit abilities and units. JSON convert. You know what? No, let's do I have this as? I do have it as units. Okay. Let's change that to units data. Unit abilities. Change that to unit abilities data. Save that. Let's open up our, let's close this for a second. Let's open up our model. So we're just going to add data to the end of this. Build, rebuild. Copy that DLL. Plug it in there. Okay, let's get Unity to pick those changes up, then we'll do our little helper functions. Okay, so now this should have, oh, it didn't refresh. There we go. So now this is data and data. So we're going to do some more helper stuff here. JSON ignore public list. Fuck, what did we want to make this? It was going to be public dictionary unit type int. Units. Yeah. Get, set. So for the get, we do return JSON convert deserialize object, type of dictionary, unit type, int. That's right, isn't it? And then in here should be unit data. We need a double close. There we go. And then units data equals JSON convert dot serialize object value. We do the same thing for the other property. JSON ignore. This is a list string unit abilities get set turn JSON convert dot deserialize object list string unit abilities data unit abilities data equals JSON convert dot serialize object value. There we go. Now we can go here, and rather than doing our JSON convert stuff here, we can just say unit abilities equals new list string and units equals new dictionary. That way we should get those default values within our database. Okay, so let's build this. Go ahead and shut down our master server in the meantime. Now, I've got two entries here. I'm gonna go ahead and delete those because I want to see if we get our empty arrays in here. So I'm gonna delete. Okay. All right, that finished copying. Let's get our master server up. So we're going to do two tests. The first one, we're going to see if hitting the create new build button fills out the array stuff. Then we're going to go back in and see if our drop down gets populated. Okay. Got something here. Let's see what this is. Builds. Okay, let's see what happened with the database here. Okay, we have a race, we have a name, empty array, empty array. That looks good to me. That looks good to me. So why did we get, an error here? I mean, obviously builds data is null or something. But on the master server side, when we send an account request, where is it? Account created, create account. No, where's my... account response message. So when we get account by Steam ID, are we getting account by player name? What are we calling this? On account login request. Okay, so that's why. We actually have it in two different places. Okay. So we're going to do so we actually have two functions for getting an account. We're going to unify this. Oops. So we're going to do string Steam ID, string player name, will include foreign tables. Okay. If Steam ID not equal null, account equals get account by Steam ID. If player name not equal null, account equals get account by player name. Player name include foreign tables. Okay. Then we take this and then we return account. Maybe I should make the other two internal. We don't need to pass this information along because we're stitching it. Yep, okay. So I've got this backwards. This is going to be external. Yep. Oops. And then we'll take this one, move this down here as well. Get rid of that, we don't need that. Okay, looks good, looks good. Alright. This is going to default to true. Now we obviously need to fix some stuff. Master server. It's not the message handler. Where's my account manager? Definitely going to have some errors here. Okay, get account. So Steam ID, no. Okay. This is going to be no comma, getting it by player name. Okay, so I think that solves our little problem here. Okay, so let's go ahead and rebuild, shut down our master server over here. So what should be fixed now is that we're pulling foreign table data anytime we grab an account, unless we explicitly specify that we don't need the information. And we can do that and optimize down the road if we ever feel like we need to. Not going to worry about that now. Okay. Let's get that master server up. Log in. Okay, and we got null. Same thing. I mean, everything over here looks fine. What are we getting over here? Let's see. Where is this coming from? Client Account Manager 184. Yeah, so right there. So before that, debug.log account dot. Oh, you know what? I bet it's not serializing it. How am I sending that account across the wire? Let's see. Hold on, that's coming from account response message, and we just say account.serialize. Okay. Let's see. JSON convert serialize private fields. Let's try something here. Debug.log, serializing account, build data. Okay, and then also master server message handler. Let's see, I'm looking for an account. Come on, I know it's out here. Connection, news article. debug.log xxx count.builds. I can't get to the okay. Let's try that. This is going to be some master server side debugging. Always takes a while to debug this, but once we get over this, the rest of this is going to be much easier. Much easier once we get all the networks, transport stuff done. My guess is that there's something going on with the private field where it's not being serialized. That's why we're losing it over the wire. One sec. Okay. Let's get the master server up. And all we need to do to test this is just to log in. Okay, we got null there, which I figured we would, but oops, let's see. Oh, come on. Let's see what happened here. See, build data looks good here. Alright, so that was kind of weird. Let's try that again. I wonder, deserialize object. That could include private variables. And we got, the error there. Let's take a look here. So yeah, everything looks good here. Got one build. That looks fine to me. Let's do a little helper function here. account. Yep. So when we deserialize it, I want to push out what the build data is. My guess is we're going to get null or empty string. And then the only thing that makes sense is the fact that it's a private variable. Okay, let's see here. Null. So we got null from that. Okay. Let's get rid of this. Return. Public string builds data get set okay. I think we're gonna have to rebuild and transfer. I think I'm going to go for another 15 minutes and take maybe a half-hour break, and then come back to it. All right. How's Bitcoin doing? 8.6. Does JSON convert deserialize private? So you can add that tag. I think that would handle it. So I'm guessing the answer is no, it doesn't, from what we're seeing and from the Google search results. All right, let's see, this should be more promising. Okay, we connect, log in. There we go, we got our build. And there it is. Fucking awesome. Awesome. Okay, let's get rid of that debugging stuff. Where else did we have that line? Client account manager? Yeah. Okay, so we need a client event for, yeah, public event action. Actually, you know what? We have a message that comes over. Come on, where are you? Build list request. build created public string new build name. Write new build name. New build name equals reader.read string. Where are we calling this? Plug in the build name here. String new build name. Where are we calling this? Build created. Got the build name here. Okay, good. Let's close all this. Too much stuff open for me. Client account manager, let's open that up again. Interface, UI, come on, where are you? Okay, client message handler. Okay, create new build, response message received. Account manager. Client message handler dot create new build. Okay. And we're just going to escalate this out. Message if message dot success or was no build created. Now we go to client events, public delegate void create new build event handler string. You know what? We'll just escalate the event out bool build created. String new build name, string error message. Event, create new build event handler, create new build response. Void trigger create new build response event handler equals let's take all of our parameters up here, put them in there. If handler null, we need to log this first. Event handler build created new build name error message. There we go. And then here we're just going to escalate that out with client events instance trigger create new build response event message dot build created message dot new build name message dot error message. So here in the build UI, we can listen to that. Client events, instance, create new build response. So we listen to that. Okay. If build created. Now here's the thing. When we get this message, we don't actually have an updated list of builds, and we don't have the new build. So we need to kind of set a flag here. Bool switch to new build on next refresh. String new build name. If build created, switch to new build true. New build name equals new build name. So here, if message.build created, now we want to send a request for an updated list of client message handler. Let's see, public void send build list request message, string Steam ID, string session token, lockout right. Now sending a new request for an updated list of builds. Build list request message. Steam ID message dot session token network client dot send by channel custom message type build list request message, and the channel is 0. So we want to put that here. Client message handler dot send build list request message, and account not equal null. Account.steamid, account.session token. Okay, that's good. One sec here. Okay, we should also be listening for the incoming network client register handler custom message type build list response on build list response message received. So that would be under the incoming section here. Void on build list response message received. Network message logout right received build list response message on network message received message build list response message received. I'm not going to make the same mistake there. And we're going to take this, put this up here, public event network message event handler, and ta-da, okay. And I think that should be good. So then here we need to listen to this. We're already listening to it. Okay, good. All right, and everything should be good on the master server side as well. Let's check. We're listening to the build request. So that looks good to me. So let's go ahead and build that. build this. Let's see here. Okay, let's go over to master server. Turn that off. And let's copy the latest build. Okay. So this will be our last test before I take a little break. So what we're hoping is that we get an updated list response when we create a new build. We know that we're already getting the drop down and everything. So let's just see if we get that updated list. So here we go. Our drop down is there. Let's create a new build and received build list response message. On the master server we've got no problems. Let's check our database. There we go. Now the only thing is, okay, so we got client account manager, builds changed. Are we listening to that? Builds changed. Refresh build drop down. But I don't see it in the drop down here. Debug.log message.builds.count. Let's try that one more time. So that's coming into client message handler. Okay. Build list response message received. Ah, we've got two of them. Okay, so we're going to clear that up when we get back. I gotta take a little break. I'll see you guys again in about a half hour. By the way, hi Serenity. Nice to see you.